The moment that shattered me wasn't loud. There were no screams, no broken plates, no dramatic exits. It was the quiet sound of a trash bag rustling behind the garage. Just hours earlier, I had walked into her birthday brunch, carrying the things I thought still mattered. Roses in her favorite shade of mauve, a bottle of the perfume she wore the night we got engaged, and a letter I had rewritten over and over, trying to get it just right. I had imagined it would be a gesture, a small reminder of what we once had. I watched her from across the yard, surrounded by friends, dressed in soft pastels and expensive heels, the kind of laughter that felt like it was curated for Instagram. She barely noticed the gift bag on the table. "Ah, babe, that's sweet," she said, sounding more like she was thanking a stranger for holding a door open. Then, before I could respond, she turned away. We used to be different. I remember how she used to trace my jawline with her fingers when I was half asleep. How she would wait for me at the train station, rain or shine. There was a time when her eyes would light up just because I walked into a room. But things changed gradually, like erosion. It started with silence, then eye rolls, followed by parties where I wasn't invited, and jokes that I wasn't part of. Then came comments like, "You wouldn't enjoy it anyway," followed by laughter that didn't include me. Decisions were made without consulting me, and affection became a rare commodity, like a luxury. But I kept holding on because I believed love meant staying, fighting, trying again, even when I started feeling like an obligation rather than a choice. So I kept giving even when she stopped receiving. After the cake was cut and I'd forced a laugh through yet another fake conversation, I went inside to grab my jacket. That's when I saw it, the trash bag rustling behind the garage. And in that moment, everything I had tried to ignore, everything I had convinced myself was still worth saving, finally broke. I don't know why I looked, maybe my instinct told me to. Behind the half-open garage door there was a trash bag, its top torn slightly. The roses were crushed, the perfume box was still untouched, and the letter I had written was creased at the edges, still sealed as if it didn't matter. I stood there, staring at it all, feeling small like my shadow on the driveway, disposable. Then I heard laughter, not just any laughter but hers. One of her friends mocked me. "Did you see that letter he brought?" Like something from a Nicholas Sparks movie, so cringe. She didn't defend me. She didn't stop them. She joined in, laughing along like I was the punchline. And at that moment, something shifted inside me quietly, like a door closing. I didn't shout. I didn't make a scene. I just left. No goodbyes, no slammed doors, just silence. I checked into a small hotel by the freeway and turned off my phone. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the blank TV screen. The words from the letter I had written echoed in my mind, the same words I had thought would soften her heart. But now they felt like a monument to my own denial. It wasn't about the trash bag. It was what it represented, years of trying, swallowing my pride, begging for scraps of affection. I thought about all the times I excused her coldness, the moments I convinced myself that she was just going through something. But that night, I realized something crucial. Love should never make you feel humiliated. The next morning, my phone buzzed with missed calls, 7, then 14, then 53. Texts flooded in. "Where are you? Can we talk?" I didn't mean to. "Please just call me." It wasn't guilt that I felt from her messages. It was panic, the panic that comes when you realize someone is gone, and now your world is unstable. She showed up 2 nights later, hair undone, no makeup, her voice trembling. "You just left," she whispered. "I did," I said, not turning to comfort her. She waited, hoping I'd explain myself, hoping I would make it easier for her to avoid taking responsibility. But instead I asked, "Did you read the letter?" She blinked, caught off guard. "No. I didn't think you'd care that much." "That's the problem," I replied. "You stopped thinking about me. You stopped thinking about us." She began to cry, but I didn't reach out to comfort her. "Not this time," I said. "You humiliated me. Not just in private but in front of people who laughed at me like I was some sad fool. And you laughed with them." She shook her head, saying it was a mistake, but I corrected her. "No. It wasn't a mistake. It was a choice." She reached for my hand, but I pulled away. "You can't just throw love away and expect it to keep showing up," I said, my voice steady. Her face crumpled as she started to beg. "You don't understand," she cried. "I never thought you'd actually leave." "That's because I never did before," I replied, and then I handed her the divorce papers. She begged and promised to change, but I didn't need promises. I needed peace. For too long, I had been watering a garden where the roots had already rotted, and for what? To be thrown away like a forgotten gift? Here's what I know now. Sometimes walking away isn't weakness. Sometimes it's the bravest thing you can do. Self-respect isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. She discarded my roses, my letter, and my love like they were nothing. So, I gave her exactly what she treated me like: nothing. And for the first time in years I felt like someone who finally chose himself.